Hey everyone, my name's Dan and welcome to DANALOGUE. Today we're going game hunting. We're going out to some local thrift stores to see if we can find some video games for cheap. Now I've been to a few of these thrift stores before and I've found some decent stuff. If you follow me over on Instagram or TikTok, you'll see I just found a bunch of PS1 and Dreamcast games for $5 a piece. Some really good deals over there. So if you want to see that short little video, it's over on TikTok and Instagram. Links are down below. But I love watching videos like this here on YouTube. Guys like Retro Rick and Phoenix Resale, all these guys going out there and finding these incredible deals honestly gets me a little bit jealous, so I thought I'd bring you guys along today to see if we can find anything. I'm really excited. Now, I'm not a reseller, but if I do find something that's worth a little bit and I can flip on eBay, I will do that just to fund my own collection, just to make buying all these games kind of reasonable, because collecting gets crazy expensive. So without further ado, let's hit the road. Let's go find some video games. The first store we're going to is Liberty Thrift. This place is pretty hit or miss, but they do have a lot of stuff, so I'm always excited to go here. This is their video game section, literally this one little tiny shelf, but there were some PSP games. I never see PSP games in the wild, especially in decent shape like these. Just sports games and also Star Wars Battlefront. In a GameStop case, no manual, had to pass on that. I also passed on this SOCOM without a cover, already have that game, but I decided to go with these. All complete, really nice shape. Yeah, a couple sports games, but take what you can get at thrift stores. Here's the VHS and DVD section. I do find some pretty cool VHSs in this spot, but these are just a few notable ones. I didn't end up buying anything. Lethal Weapon, if they had the first one, I probably would have bought all 4 of those. Then on to Blu-rays. I do collect Blu-rays. Saw The Martian, which I love that movie. And then Inception and Limitless as well. 2 pretty good movies, so I decided to pick those up for a couple bucks each. Then I found this Beckett on film, which looked kind of interesting. I looked it up. It's actually worth a lot of money. Then the electronics section, nothing cool in here at all, but gotta have a Wii Fit balance board. This one was $10, which is a little bit ridiculous. Behind the cases, I saw this 1UP arcade, $150 though. Definitely gonna pass on that. Kept looking, looked over to my left, and I saw this really cool Bender head from Futurama. This thing's been here for months because it's priced at $175, which is absolutely insane, but cool nonetheless, just not $175 cool. Then I spotted Deadpool on PS4, which is a game I've always wanted to play, and it was only $3 in pretty decent shape. This first stop was awesome. All right, first stop's done. I got this whole stack for $30, some really good stuff. Very surprised that I found this much stuff, but let's head to the next store. Maybe my luck will continue. So we're heading to Goodwill next, and this one actually has an outlet attached to it. Normally I don't go into the outlets. They kind of gross me out, but I decided if we're making a video here, we gotta see if we can find anything in the outlet. And I actually found a game right off the bat. I found Tiger Woods 2002 in actually really good shape. And we have Call of Duty World at War. I had to pass on that. It's a really cool Pokemon book, but it was pretty beat up. So again, gonna pass on that one. Gears of War 3. I was surprised to see this in pretty decent shape, but I don't really collect for Xbox. I didn't end up getting that. Then this bin had a bunch of VHS tapes. Inside Out's actually one of my favorite Pixar movies, but unfortunately nothing in there. Just kept digging, just kept looking. This bin seemed promising, but it was just a bunch of kind of beat up VHS tapes at the end of the day. Liar Liar is one of my favorites, but someone doodled all over this one. And then we have Total Recall. Who doesn't love Schwarzenegger? In another bin, I found FIFA Soccer 09, and it was coated in hair, the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
Ew, 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 ew. Ew, 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 ew.
Good old bins are gross. So after scrubbing my hands, I found High School Musical and Hannah Montana next to some tampons, a Panasonic Walkman, which was kind of beat. Then I thought I was getting close with this Nintendo RF switch, and then I also found an AC adapter in here, but unfortunately no games. I was kind of getting sick of these gross bins, and just decided to look one more time, and I did end up finding a few more PS2 games. Found an iToy game, Bass Pro Challenge, SOCOM 2. Nothing really worth buying, just kind of junky games. Connectimals, again, no thanks. But I did find 13 Ghosts on VHS. There were some games there, but they were all pretty crappy. And I feel really gross now. That was a really disgusting experience. Next time I'm bringing gloves to the outlet. Then we went into the regular Goodwill, which I've actually gotten pretty lucky at a few times. Here's their DVD, Blu-ray game section, and they actually have a lot of games this time. It's pretty uncommon for this store to see this many games, but I had to look through. I pulled out some of the more interesting ones. I saw we have The Mummy. Then in these blank cases, we had Wii Sports Resort, which is an awesome game. I actually didn't have that one. Then I always look in the blank cases to see if there's anything good in here. There was definitely not anything good in here this time, but I always have to check and also have to drop stuff on the ground. Resident Evil 0, that was a pretty cool find. Never see that one. I love Resident Evil games. This Batman game looked pretty interesting. Ghostbusters, who doesn't love Ghostbusters? Then I spotted Resident Evil The Umbrella Chronicles, which was in really bad condition. I loved this game growing up, but I had to pass on that one. It was really beat up. Then there was some games mixed in with the DVDs here. Nothing really that good, though. The Blab's a fun game, but I think I have that one already. Just a few Blu-rays. Little Miss Sunshine's a good movie, but not $5 good. And then just a bunch of junk over here. I turned around and had to check the CD section. This is actually where I found the Dreamcast and PlayStation games last time, but unfortunately nothing good in here this time. And that was pretty much it for my Goodwill trip, but I decided to check the front case because sometimes they have a couple games in there, and it was just Hannah Montana Music Jam. I'm really happy so far. This has been incredible, but a few things at Goodwill. We got one more store to go to. I gotta bring the camera with me more often. This has been like the best thrifting day I've had in years. Let's see what else we can find. The next shop we're hitting is 2nd Ave Thrift. This is a big store, but it's usually pretty hit or miss. Hoping today to get pretty lucky in here. Let's see what we find. Here's the game section. Bunch of sports games, but hey, Kung Fu Panda. I actually really like Kung Fu Panda. Really liked this movie when I was a kid. So I thought I should probably pick up the PS2 game. Some PlayStation games, but all sports games. There was actually a reseller here when I first got here, so I think he grabbed all the good stuff. Then I checked out the Blu-rays. Nothing too great in here, but they did have Bad Santa, which I already own. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies. I decided to check out the books as well. Sometimes I find strategy guides, but I always look for Goosebumps books. These two were newer books, not really what I'm looking for. I want the ones I had when I was a kid. So I just kept looking, and I actually got lucky this time. I found an original Goosebumps book from 1994. I actually remember this exact book from when I was a kid, so this is a pretty cool find. Now I have a few Goosebumps books in the collection. I decided to check out the electronics section before I left, but no dice. I think it's time to go home and see what we found today. Here's the first stack of games. This was from the Liberty Thrift. You can see the games and Blu-rays were $3 a piece, and a DVD was only $4. Came out to $30. Got Brothers in Arms on PSP, and I realized when I got home I already had this game, but the game I have is the PAL version, so this was actually a nice pickup, although it was a double. You can see the spines are different and everything like that, so pretty cool to add to the PSP collection. Then we have NBA Live 06. Nothing crazy, but cool to have. MVP Baseball, which I will definitely play because I love baseball games. Madden 06. I got to admit it, I love Madden, so I had to get this one. Then the score of the day, Deadpool on PS4. I didn't realize this is actually worth about $50, so glad I found it there for $3. Then the Blu-rays I got, and this Beckett on film, which is actually worth $150. So this pays for everything we got today if I sell it online. Then this was at the Goodwill bins. We have 13 Ghosts on VHS. This was only 84 cents, and I love horror VHS, so I had to get it. At the regular Goodwill, I spent about $18. The first game I got was Wii Sports Resort, which, like I said, I don't have, and this disc is pretty beat, though. I'm going to clean it up. Hopefully it works. I'm not expecting much out of that. Then we have Super Mario Galaxy 2, which I already have, and it's Nintendo Selects, but I can't pass up on a Mario game, especially for $5. This disc looks okay. Might play. Then Resident Evil 0, which is an awesome addition to the collection. I love Resident Evil, even though the manual's in kind of beat shape. It's complete. At the next place, I spent about $9. I got Kung Fu Panda on PS2, which I'm sure is a decent game. It's made by Activision, should be all right, but just a cool little game for the collection. And then we have the Goosebumps book, and that was it today. Some really good finds. All right, so there we have it. A pretty successful day out at the thrift stores. Got some great games to add to the collection, some good movies to watch, and even a couple things to sell and maybe recuperate some of my money. I really like making videos like this. It was a lot of fun. If you like watching them, please like the video, leave a comment down below, and I will gladly make more videos just like this. But please subscribe if you haven't already. We're almost at 1,000. I can't believe it. I do want to apologize for my long absence here on YouTube. Life's gotten crazy. I had to move. We're in a completely different game room right now, if you haven't noticed, and there will be a new tour coming up for that. I've been really putting some work into that, making sure it's perfect, because I have really learned a lot, and this game room has come a long way. But again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you soon.